Tejal Shah. Tejal ji is Executive Director of Hindu Mandir Empowerment Council, or HMEC, and Vice President of the World Hindu Council of America. She will be talking on the attack on Hindu temples across the U.S.
Namaste everyone. Hello friends, brothers and sisters. I am here representing, as you all heard, Hindu Mandir Empowerment Council, which is an initiative of World Hindu Council of America, VHPA, Vishwa Hindu Parishad of America, in our native language or the mother tongue of Bharat, India. Next slide, please. So we hear the word temple, but in our native language or the Hindi language, we call it mandir as well, which is commonly heard for the place of worship for Hindu religion followers. So what the temple represents, what the or the mandir represents, it's the place where we go for our worship, for our religious practices, for our spiritual practices. It's the place where we go for the eternal peace. It's the place where our faith grows from zero to the infinite. When we go to the temple first time, maybe our age is just few months or few days old, I would say 30, 40 days max. That's the time we started cultivating the faith or the Shraddha for our place of worships. And as we grow in our life, as we move on in our life, the Shraddha and the faith grows inside us. And the same thing we try and we work on spreading to the others in the community. Temple is also a place for the education. Education about the Hindu ethos, education about the Hindu culture, heritage, and the message that we can take it to the world, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, the whole universe is one family. This is the place when we end our prayers at the end of the day. In the evening, we say that Vishwaka Kalyan Ho, meaning we worship for the benefit and the betterment of the entire universe when we end our day. And when such places get attacked, what happens is very, very difficult to take for anybody. So let's move on in our discussion. Next slide, please. Utsalji, next slide, please. So Hindu Mandir Empowerment Council, it represents the 1100 mandirs across USA. 800 some mandirs are already partnering with us, and we are bringing them in the fold of one platform where they can commonly network, collaborate, and discuss their own challenges, and then come up with a solution that they all can take through the various places as well as in the community. Hindu Mandir Priest Council or the Hindu Mandir Priest Conference is another thread that has come out of HMEC. We meet annually, and we also talk about our common challenges and what can be taken away from that as a solution. Next slide, please. These are the two examples that we see when we heard about the vandalism of our mandir maybe a few years back. One in Louisville, Kentucky, and another in, I think the next one is in California. Next slide, please. These are the very, very recent attacks that those happen on mandirs in California specifically. The Swaminarayan SMVS temple, Sri Vijay, the mandir, and then I think I have difficulty seeing the slides, but basically the Sherawali Mandir, these are the two. Those were attacked with the anti-Semitism and the Khalistani movement type of slogans written on the walls of the temples. The next slide, please. These are some just images of one of the mandir in Sacramento, how it was vandalized and the robbery happened at the mandir. Next slide, please. These are the images of, I think these are actually videos, but I don't know whether we can play it or not. There are 3 videos, though this is a very, very disturbing videos that we can say that 3 fellows, okay, literally were coming to one of the mandirs, Surya Narayan Mandir in Irvine, California, and they were trying to just get into the temple and they could not. And there was some resistance about how the reporting was done by the police for this particular incident for the Irvine Mandir. Next slide, please. Let the video play. So this is basically the timeline of all the attacks that happened in a very short time frame, starting from October 2023 to January 2024. And very recently, just 15 days back, I have heard one of the mandir which is very, very actively participating in HMEC council that the theft happened, and the theft happened in the courtroom. We can't even believe that how they sneak into the mandir, taking advantage of one of the community programs that mandir runs for entire community, not just for Hindus. And the courtroom was like, the courts were stolen. 20 to 25 courts were stolen just from the courtroom. So this is like, we cannot even understand that what is the phenomenon here, what is the sequence here, why such things are happening again and again and again, and not just in California but across USA. Next slide, please. So when such incident happen at the mandir, basically it's a mental harassment, it is a disturbance to the executives. The priest gets terrified, they don't feel like being or serving the temple. The community members' faith, and they get emotionally hurt because it's a very sacred place in our mind. We want to go there, we want to worship there, we want to get nurtured by the religious and spiritual practices that happens in the mandir, the positive energy that mandir would give out to you as a worshipper or the follower of the dharma or the religion, and all this get disturbed when any little or such incident happens at the mandir, and it's very difficult for anybody to take it to the heart and the mind. Next slide, please. So next few slides are basically just the slides tell us that many mandirs are not aware, and we are taking an initiative and effort to have the mandirs educated so that they can take the advantage of such fundings available and make the place of worship secure and safe. Next slide, please. So these are some of our contacts. I will be here after the session as well, so if anyone has any question around what HMEC is and what we do, what VHPA is, and what are the other components of the VHPA, I can answer those questions. Next slide, please. That's it? Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.